Yeah, we've been doing stuff with factions. It's hard to do stuff with factions though when people are like opting out of like actively being prompted for stuff in game, and we're not going to force it on people. So we've opted to go and push faction roleplay with a lot of civilians. Like there's a lot of stuff going on with Carmen. There's a ton of stuff going on with different groups on the server and individual civilians. So well, I mean, I was on, heard that from Gunner, and then there was a ton of roleplay that came from it. But you just get the usual suspects. Then the problem, let's talk about it, actually. So on the mirror stuff, yeah, I came in and I yelled at them all like I should in character, you know, and like the high warrant holders and like ESB, like torture an officer, and the answer that need to come to that, and like yelled at everyone in roleplay to get that stuff going when it got brought to me in character, because yeah, that stuff should be a big deal. But the thing is, like, there needs to be an entity that puts the pressure on PD. Like, what are you doing about this shit, right? And right now, that's just the commissioner's office. And I don't want to do this for much longer, by the way. I do not want to do this much longer at all. I mean, I enjoy cop. I don't enjoy. But yeah, so I came on and yelled at him. The problem that I'm getting with this shit is every time I go into like roleplay yell at these people, you have the same virgins, for lack of a better word, just trying to roast me constantly for yelling at them in character. And it's the same people too. Like, I getting sent screenshots nonstop of the same people. It's humorous. Like, they have no life. They literally have zero life at all. And just pushing a narrative that I'm here trying to like doing weird shit with the PD when these guys have had tons of control, right, in the PD, and I've come back to help. The PD's a lot better since I've been back and giving some guidance. And I just don't want to do it very long because these people just suck the life and any love out of it in general. And I don't have to be the commissioner, or I don't have to do any of that stuff to put food on my table or to entertain people or to even to stream if I want to. So I don't have to do it. So I'm not going to. And I mean, these opinions people have about the factions too are at odds with like the feedback that was there before, right? Like, the people wanted them to be less involved and in people's faces and to be more of a storyline hook and to quest give and enable other people to do it and to be slower this time, which is what they are doing. Just because you don't see it on a CG stream, like, they're not doing the roleplay with it, and I'm not going to go and push it any more than what we have, right? And no one is. So the reality is like, I just don't agree with you guys at all. We're going to push story where people are going to do it and push server storyline. And sometimes the server storyline pushing in multiple other directions, you know, with civilians and allowing them to push it in different avenues makes the story more interesting for people like CG or for Bang Bang or ESB or any of the bigger criminal gangs on the server later on, by pushing those civilians into it and them making stuff out of it. Like, no one can really argue that like the stuff Carmen's been doing has been really cool, you know, and that was a choice we made to try that because we thought she would run with it, you know. We are pushing a lot of things with civilians in general and other groups because it needs to be, yeah, it needs to be that way. But yeah, also, so we're not going to just give people guns either. So if people are saying that, we're also not just, we're not going to let the factions be vending machines. That's just the way it is. Like, I'm just not doing it. It's just not happening. It's not negotiable at all. Their first story. We're not repeating what we did before. Yeah, so we gave, Shotz was leaning into it, so let's see what he does with it, you know, and we'll keep doing that for people who want to lean into it. And if people don't want to do it, that's okay. We can enable story for people in different ways. We don't really care. It's not a big deal. Would be getting command and order, other PD step up and try and lead. I mean, yeah, but like, the sheriff's office is doing stuff. The Hutch is gonna take a break now to do like some other things, right? And Shotz will get it. Shotz has contact with every admin that exists. But yeah, I don't think it's the way you're talking about either way. But like, he just made his command staff. He made the choice to pick all command staff that will need a lot of guidance, which he can do, and it will take a while to get that right. But he made that choice. Oh, I got you. But yeah, that's kind of my point. Is like he made that choice, you know. So now he's got to like kind of take the hand on that. What about Zoom Mafia? They haven't gotten. They should have keys for the weave. If they haven't, they should be hitting me up. Yeah, Shots will get help with the event menu. Yeah, I think people need to stop worrying about the faction stuff. We're gonna push it slow. We're gonna make story out of it. We're not gonna just rush it and knee jerk just because people are telling us they would like that. But yeah, I mean, you can write a ticket, Corvus, and I'd probably hook you up with the event menu to do cool stuff with it. You're one of the people we talked about when we made it. It was like people who could do well with it. Yeah, we're gonna keep slow burning the faction story. That's the information I gave them. We have a lot of people helping with it as well. There's a lot of stuff going on with it. Just because you haven't seen it on your stream doesn't mean stuff isn't happening. There's a lot of stuff happening this time. And it's happening daily or every 2 days. So I just think people need to just chill. Yeah, the stuff with Courage was good. That was just one part. And like we used that was not admin characters that did the kidnapping. That was literally players that were enabled to do that stuff and to help push that stuff off. So I think people need to understand that, and like that's the vibe we're kind of going for, is like we really want to enable people who are going to role play. We don't want this to be a loot box thing because it's a waste of our time otherwise. A literal waste of our time. And I think people need to just understand that, honestly.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Did you still want to do our idea?
All right. But yeah, the stuff with the faction stuff and people's expectations is such a piss off, to be honest. Like just reading some of the stuff here is like, oh, it's going too slow. It's too fast. There's tons of other stuff going on. There's been stuff going on with faction stuff like every day. The faction leaders have been in the hideouts. Stuff has been moving. The roleplay has been there. And I think a lot of chatters probably need to get off the sauce on this one. Yeah, and we said we're not just going to put people in there. Like, if people are doing no roleplay, if you come on the server, you do 0 roleplay, then you expect to just be handed story. Like, it's not happening. I think that's really what it comes down to on the faction stuff, and that's kind of my opinion. It's because they see someone get frustrated or lose their patience one time, and then they adopt that opinion for the rest of their life without using any independent or free thought. That's generally what happens when people come in and give this type of stuff, this type of energy is why. I mean, there's a ton of admins working on this, giving story for people across the server and making stories for a number of streamers. I think like people should respect that. At least there's effort being put into the server, to the patches, to the story. Well, let me go test it. Thank you. I'll check up nesna.com. Thank you very much. Thank you, you viewers, which I care about. Alpha, it's not that deep. A moderator deleted it. They probably thought you were being toxic. whatever you said, I don't know what it is, and it's over. We have a pretty loose moderation on our chat. It's fine. Oh yeah, Tim. That's pretty funny. Am I that washed up now from streaming that I need to go to net, whatever it is, to buy viewers? Yeah, people are getting way too invested, honestly. It's just so fucking annoying. Yeah, I'm washed as a streamer, Afro baby. Absolutely. Yeah, the transports, it randomizes to anyone, an org who has a group going, and they get a text and they get the tip off. It prioritizes different factors, like a number of different things, but yeah, it sorts by like a weighted priority that's like kind of determines itself by the things you've done or are doing in the server, how much you're doing them. This isn't that crazy, I don't think, midget. I think it's fine. I am washed at driving. I need to get my reps back in. Yeah, people on the faction shit are so annoying. Like, it's too fast. It's not fast enough. Oh my god, those events are epic. Oh my god, there's too much shooting. Oh my god, this event's amazing. And it's the same fucking frame of an event that happened 3 times in a row. Oh, it's so good that they let everyone into the server like they did. And then, oh, it's so bad that they let everyone to the server. People just can't make up their minds of like what they like or don't like. It changes like the weather. So it's not even worth us trying to even play to viewer satisfaction at all on the faction stuff. We just try to make good story. Yeah, Corvus. The thing is, this type of stuff that happens with a lot of the people that come in and say these things is it drains the will of the volunteers that we have that come in and try to make story for people. And they're not going to make an amazing story every single time they go and like they do something. Like one mission might suck, you know, the next one might be awesome. That's going to happen. But the problem is when we have chatters and viewers bringing down people who are just trying to give back to the server and to different content creators and role players on the server. And then the first thing is, this is shit, that's shit. And they go in and then like, you just read the things they got sitting here. Like they just weren't founded in fact. It was just regurgitated opinions that other people have said out of frustration at different junctures, right? Instead of like coming in and like trying to give constructive feedback. It's like, this shit's so slow. The faction stuff's so boring. Why aren't they here doing this or doing that? It's just like weird micromanagement level of complaining. And then what ends up happening is the people we bring in that are really doughy-eyed and have like pie in the sky ideas trying to make cool stories, you drive them away. And they can do that, but also Ramee should also have been dropped in a pit of toxic sludge the other day when he literally picked up a phone inside of the hideout. Like we said, there's going to be consequences for things that happen, and there will be. If people don't want to participate in the faction stuff, they don't have to. When are they coming down? No, I've not seen the Granny Squad. I haven't seen. People are talking about some clip I have to watch because of the Geo thing, but like every time Geo gets arrested, I have about 50 fucking people in here saying some sideways shit. So it's like, it's really hard to know like what's actually bad versus, you know, what was just the PD raising heat because we have a crim first server that half the criminals on the server are soft as baby shit, to be honest with you. And if they played on any other server but Prodigy, they'd probably get packed up about half the time they played there and they wouldn't be able to complain. So it's like it's a weird dynamic here of like how to understand what is bad or not, you know. We have like a very soft criminal population, and like this we know that, and that's part of our market, but you know, and we understand we have to put a lot on the criminals, but like everyone thinks that they're infallible on criminals, and if they get hit in a chase at all, they're immediately complaining. You know, like that's the majority of our criminals on the server. Like a lot of the big gangs, they just, if we hit things with the aggression that other servers did, the cop force, half of our criminals on the server would be in jail the majority of times with how they operate, because they just do not adjust their style at all when PD up the aggression. I get it, Jawbreaker, and a lot of them do. Like there are like joint mod discords and stuff, but it like comes with the territory. There's going to be people who shit on you, and there's going to be people who like you, right? And that's why when people come in here and they try to like regurgitate the same thing in here about a topic, I just am not going to listen anymore. It's very annoying, to be honest, and irrelevant if I'm being real. What matters is the amount of people playing on the server. What matters is the quality of the people playing on the server. And what matters is if the people that are stakeholders in terms of like coming and making the server good are happy and playing on the server. That's all I really care about.
36 and 76 the shots fired in the Vinewood Hills.
Granny squad for PD training. I don't know. Someone send me a clip on Granny. Yeah, from my perspective, I've said this a lot, right? Like Prodigy is a different style than what I enjoy for roleplay, right? And the environment that we have here, like sometimes a lot of people lean out of character on different things, which I personally I don't like.
Actually, just gonna attach to that boost.
I like a much more grounded RP experience where people stay in character, right? But this is more of a content-based server, and the fact that like a lot of people want that for the funny clip or the TikTok or the short, or like for to be able to cater to fandoms and stuff like that, and that's fine.
Yep, I think.
It says it's alpha.
Oh, I was looking at the. Never mind.
Almost had me shit my pants.
But yeah, there is a little bit of out of character in general across the server, I would say, and it's pretty normalized, I would say, as well. Times have gotten out of, I don't know, like then that's a conversation then we need to have with criminals, and no one's giving me feedback. So like again, it's one of those things where maybe that's the case, but if people don't talk about it and say, hey, we should change this thing, then we're not going to change it. We are working on a more grounded server. I've never said that I've stopped working on that. Yeah, RP in general has, but there's still an audience for a more grounded RP experience. It's just, you're not going to make a server that has a 300-person queue for a year straight with that mentality.
How going?
Not anymore.
Rockford right now.
Oh,